These words, uttered on the popular radio show The Breakfast Club, sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Wendy, the once vibrant and outspoken talk show queen, was pleading for her freedom. She was trapped, she claimed, in a system designed to protect her, yet one that felt more like a cage. Wendy's appearance on the show was her first public statement since being placed under guardianship in 2022. The news of her guardianship, coupled with diagnoses of dementia and aphasia, shocked her fans. The woman who had built an empire on her sharp wit and even sharper tongue was now allegedly unable to manage her own affairs. Wendy vehemently denied these claims. "Do I seem that way, goddammit?" she retorted, her voice rising in defiance. She challenged the diagnoses, questioning their validity and the motives behind them. Her words painted a picture of a woman stripped of her agency, silenced and controlled. This was not just a legal battle, but a fight for her life, for her voice, for her very identity. Wendy's plea resonated with a painful truth: the vulnerability of even the most powerful figures when faced with a system that often prioritizes control over individual autonomy. Her story became a stark reminder of the fine line between protection and captivity, and the devastating consequences when that line is blurred. Wendy's life took a dramatic turn in 2022. What began as concerns over her increasingly erratic behavior quickly escalated into a legal battle for control of her life. A court-appointed guardian was assigned to manage her affairs, a decision made after she was diagnosed with dementia and aphasia. These diagnoses, however, remain shrouded in controversy. Wendy herself vehemently denies their validity, claiming she is of sound mind and capable of making her own decisions. Her denial raises questions about the accuracy of the diagnoses and the process by which they were reached. Was Wendy truly incapacitated, or was this a case of a strong-willed woman being silenced and controlled? The ambiguity surrounding her diagnoses fueled public speculation and ignited a debate about the complexities of guardianship and the potential for its misuse. Wendy's story became a cautionary tale, highlighting the vulnerability of individuals facing cognitive challenges and the potential for abuse within the guardianship system. It raised uncomfortable questions about who gets to decide when someone is no longer capable of managing their own life, and the devastating impact such decisions can have on their autonomy and dignity. Wendy's life under guardianship was a far cry from the glitz and glamour of her talk show days. Confined to a care facility in New York City, she described her existence as prison-like, stripped of her freedom and independence. "It's like being in an old folks' home," she lamented, her voice filled with despair. She described a sterile environment, devoid of the comforts and connections that brought joy to her life. Her days were regimented, her movements restricted, her world shrunk to the confines of her room. Wendy's niece, Alex, corroborated her aunt's claims, painting a bleak picture of her living conditions. Limited amenities, restricted communication, and the inability to leave the facility or receive visitors. These were the realities of Wendy's new normal. "She's not allowed to have her phone. She's not allowed to have internet access," Alex revealed, highlighting the extent of Wendy's isolation. This isolation, Alex argued, was taking a toll on Wendy's mental and emotional well-being. The lack of control over her own life, the inability to connect with loved ones, and the constant feeling of being monitored and controlled were eroding her spirit. Wendy's experience exposed the flaws in a system designed to protect the vulnerable, but which often fails to do so. "This system is broken," Wendy declared, her voice shaking with anger and frustration. She spoke of a system that silenced dissenting voices, that prioritized control over individual autonomy, and that often ignored the wishes and well-being of those it claimed to protect. Wendy's fight for freedom extends beyond her own personal struggle. It shines a light on the systemic issues within the guardianship system, the lack of oversight, and the potential for abuse. Her story resonated with countless others trapped in similar situations, their voices silenced, their autonomy stripped away. Despite the restrictions placed upon her, Wendy has shown glimpses of defiance. She was spotted at her son's graduation, a beacon of maternal pride amidst the turmoil. These fleeting moments of freedom serve as a reminder of the woman she once was and the life she is fighting to reclaim. Wendy's story is far from over. Her fight for autonomy, for her voice to be heard, and for the right to live her life on her own terms continues. Her courage in speaking out serves as an inspiration to others trapped in similar situations.